changes to the agents since the recent patch. I think even the ultimate now as well is not finding as much value, and I think on a map like Abyss, I don't know how I feel about it.
I think specifically about the
Bit of a shaky performance. KC, defensive side, already hearing a lot of noise coming towards this A side, and a big dive going in. Levin even steps into that. He's 47 HP as the salvo hasn't rooted him from sight, and he ends up with one. Good damage done as well. Still a good chance when it comes to the retake with KC fully grouped up as well. They might be able to isolate this low HP on some players. Wayne, though, has a paranoia that could change this fight.
Yeah, he's set up nicely. Pop flash on the other side. There is the paranoia back in response. It's worked out perfectly. He's just been wallbanged by a classic, and Dosia just taking over the round, leaving it down to just one. But that one is the deadliest. Not this time. It's Dosia, new man on the block, already taken over in the pistol.
Yeah, it really looked like they were off to a flying start there from Liquid. I think that counter of the paranoia
on the server, but also we've got Wayne, who I feel like is a relatively unknown quantity, especially coming into the Tier 1, his debut for the squad. And while there is Miniboo, he's already taken down Dosia, the hero of the last round. How much more can they hope to get to that? Because he's just got a Bulldog from that.
Yeah, the funny thing is they hit 3 players with a paranoia. It looked like that play was dead in the water, but Miniboo's gone for an audacious dive in and a huge reward as a result. They're already through the smoke, but Aves was there waiting. The kills come back in favor of KC, but they don't stay that way for long. The problem is that Nats only has a classic, and on range, he is not going to be very helpful here. It's got to be Miniboo to do that damage, to take down at least a player, give Nats a chance in this clutch. Time is ticking, but KC have already made it out to Rafters. They're about to get towards that spike, and Miniboo, his biggest challenge around that corner. It's Levin down. Low HP on Sugetsu with 49 just below. He's up top and clinging on for dear life. KC, in a round that should have been easy, it comes down to a hair's width on the clock, but by 0.25 of a second. Looking for a bit of aggression. They have gone for the low buy. They've taken the pistols through on the most players so that they can have that credits, or the credits, buy up in the next. This fight in mid, not going their way. Starts with a flash from Aves, a swing, a Purpo unblinded, easily able to take down that player of Levin alongside the majority of Team Liquid. I like that they're just pumping the brakes here. They realize they've done on that attack side. They know they've done a lot of economic damage
in their last series, but
30 seconds left.
With only a Spectre here, I don't expect much.
Liquid were stopped, but the rotations didn't really come in.
Good flash.
KC still have a disadvantage in terms of the numbers, but that doesn't last long. Doja does well with the bandit, and the jump in from Wayne completely sells him. It's a 2 versus 4 with 12 seconds left. The plant needed, the site not taken, 2 players covering the cross, and the flank coming in from Sugetsu. There is no way out for Team Liquid, and after a very shaky start in that second round, KC bounced back, not even investing everything here.
We'll see. There's still belief on the Liquid side. Maybe they can make this work.
And the stinger of all things, a little strange. Purpo's gone. He's off the map. He's fallen down. He went quite far out as well. But,
special stun off the map.
Yeah, it's a lineup.
He needed the angle.
It's a lineup for a flash, I guess, through the floor. Lovely. They'll never see it coming.
Spike planted.
They'll never see you going. But look, having a player jump off and you're still in the 4 versus 4. There's some real promise, but a stunned up Aves still good to land that first shot. Levin onto Wayne. Cam. Oh, that's a lot of damage! He's left it down to Levin! And he will take it, giving up no inch, no ground, and finally, with a stinger. It's been a normal game so far. Yeah, it's just a predictable match.
They used to know Commander there as well. So there was no utility for the Liquid side. Already, execution begins, but it's a little disjointed. Nice trade out from Miniboo though. Now put things back into a 4v4. That's been the story of this game so far. Advantages not being held. Camo, he will be taken out. And again, they're going to get into these proactive positions.
When Thunder put into play, it's towards the spawn. They're going to push on the back of it. I think it only caught one player, though. A firing squad waits around that corner, and Liquid have realized too little too late. Now the retake fully underway, and Miniboo left in a 1 versus 4. The first is easy. It's gifted, but the defuse is underway. He can't even get there in time, surely. And with players between him, it's a guarantee. 4 on the board for KC. Late play their flank protect. looks like KC lightening their control over this A side, at least to begin with. That's left Levin a little isolated, but he wants to fight. He's gonna win at least. He's going for more. He's sending it through the smoke. The aggression pays off here, though. That's a 2-for-1.
With 35 seconds on the clock there, they're making a switch up in position for Dosia. Oh, there's the spot. That's the information he needed. There's another rotation coming through. Nats wins the first. The second he gets away from. Gives them a way back into this round. But Dosia, as said, is well aware of their positions. Here. Whether they go through this together, they do! He's actually going to get both! Even having to switch guns in between, and Sugetsu will be there to close out the lurk of Nats. I thought he'd get one at best, but fair play. KC have been quite happy to almost just play off the back of the retakes. It's where they've done their best work so far. Left. And, well, once we do get into the after plant, we're leaving it pretty close. If there was something online to deny them, that would be terrifying, but they will get the plant down.
Yeah, a swing or a spam at a haven't going to change the game. KC looking for another solid retake. This time, Cosmic Divide available, and already you're going. You see the abilities removed on the other side. Liquid caught by KO up close. Wayne gets completely blinded. It's an Abez round again. He might not get the kills, but he has set them up for success, leaving Nats alone inside of main. The defuse, undeniable, not only because there's so many players defending it, but there's a big impenetrable wall in the way. 8-1 now for KC. Team Liquid.
He's had too much of a tough time. If someone's getting caught by every little pop flash you do, half the time he's peeking off his own flashing. He's not even flashing for anyone else.
Well, there's the opening for Levin. Was missing last round, and they still managed to put it together, no problem. Now,
rotation now coming back in, which should be heard.
It's that A main aggression. So much info in play. And Shay goes down, though. A problem until Abez is on the scene. He'll be caught. For Liquid, a chance.
They've still got to clear out Dosia, but he's stunned up at the back of the site. Slowly being surrounded. First shot does go away. He knows there's another player above, though. That aftershot gives the game away, and he's able to just tuck into the corner. In fact, he goes back and starts looking. Well done by Dosia to come out with 2 there. And now they have to go and get the spike. That's going to buy extra time, and Levin's just a bodyguard for it. Peeks back out, but there's the flank from Sugetsu. And what was looking like their best opportunity, Dosia surrounded, boxed into the site, and he still comes out with a double.
By 400 meters. Oh my goodness. Anyways. Dosia's, he's done remarkably well in this game so far, and Levin picking him with the off this time. He comes in with the outlaw and goes back in for more! Levin!
Down A.
He's sent Wayne off the map. The only way to deny the ace, it seems.
He's like, who stole my ace? Who did it?
What is this game, bro?
It's a rough first. At least the only way is up. We'll look at the positive. Miniboo is almost dead.
He hit that.
Where is, like, I'm just watching Levin up dropped over the top of the smoke. And he's managed to then finish off Miniboo. I'm not even sure I want to know how. I was going to say this would be a weird angle to play with an operator, but Levin clearly had a spare gun, maybe off the corpse of Shados, and is now in the corner. They're going to flash. They have to clear this. They have to clear this! They've been aggressive every single round. What is going on? And now he has the chance to finish what he started, unless Wayne's going off the side of the map again. It's 8 kills. Still on. A chance for 9 kills in 2 rounds. It's not going to happen, but it doesn't matter. 11-1. A lot better.
A lot, but yeah, a hell of a lot better. Obviously, those stats you saw for 2026 are not included in this game, or they would be significantly higher. A big uptick in performance from not just him, but this entire KC side as an identity. You can see they've got full control. And as I said, in terms of their map picks, I think they've looked good in the round-to-round play. 11, 1 and done. It's a rare start for him. Camo to shut him down, but Abez has snuck himself behind that box, and a crunch comes in. Purple and Wayne do well to stabilize, though. The man advantage now with the defense, and they manage to deal with Dosia. That should be it. Team Liquid, with a pistol, have doubled their rounds.
Ah, there you go. A lifeline found, but it's, yeah, you got us. Oh, yeah, and sure. Wayne's was to deny an ace.
Yes, so don't ever diss our boys like that again, okay? Our players here still make mistakes. There's a little aggression for Miniboo. Shot doesn't land, and he's forced back. Pressure on if he peeks that back side. SMG up close. Has an easy time taking him down. Levin finding the first. Down goes Nats. He's up close, though, and surrounded by players. Bit of support from backside. lines up with his teammate. Love it. Wayne's here to help, but runs out of ammo. And it looks like Liquid have run out of luck. Maybe that happened a long time ago.
What luck?
But a blip on the radar that got them the pistol. Now it's Purple in a 1v3. KC seemingly right back to winning ways, but Purple could stand between them. And victory, but Aves wraps around with the stinger to lock in 12 and put KC one away from dishing out in... Giving it away on A.
The spike's not committed either
Should
way.
be B late. Making too much noise on A.
Nice shot from Miniboo. He's taking a little bit of damage in response. Sugetsu's been spotted jumping over though. That might just be enough to seal the deal of the rotation.
30 seconds left.
Trying to take that additional space, has support coming in from Vincere, and the spike coming with him. A little bit slow to react, maybe just focused on the utility he was putting out, but he has fought the space. The rest of the players are only just making it here, and that spike is now getting onto the cross.
Headbutt the nade.
Just block
fine,
it.
but duh. Plant has come through. Now the retake with weaker weapons. Doja, surprisingly, giving them a chance up close, being embedded like this. Especially with the plant being back from main. It is a problem. Camel's able to catch them off guard in the first fight. He gets there, but a little bit too late. Purple alone, one shot onto Shados. Would put a 1v1 on the board, but Doja doesn't let him anywhere near him. 13-2.
On the same page this time. I think looking at Team Liquid's composition, we're actually going to see Purple pick up the fade, and it's looking as though it's going to be Camo and Miniboo on the double Gillis.
And we're seeing a bit of a Natus speech there. He looks a bit animated, so nice to see him there. And on Team Liquid side, yeah, it's...
For KC, the defense. And lots of players. Just look at A Heaven right now, where this drone is running through. There are 3 players there with one close by in mid. It was Vence just moments ago. And yet still, the opening duel goes to Team Liquid with the 2-man push-up ramp. They find a kill. They keep these 3 players in position. And now the other side of the map is looking juicy. It could be wide open for Liquid to walk into. Just Doja in their way, and they even get Sugetsu on the cross.
The question now is, do they, because they've just seen him come from the other side of the map, so in the meantime, Nat's actually going back the other way. He's walking into his old teammate of Shados, but this is where the last 2 really shouldn't be able to get anything done. In fact, they can now just look to full sprint all the way to the other side of the map and get themselves a free plant on A. There will be enough time to get there, thankfully, unless he trips.
Yeah. If there was like a miracle grab well from downtown, could change the game, but no. Obviously, it's not going to happen. Aves and Doja. No control over this entire half of the map. I mean, fog of war, no matter where they walk. The police spotting Camo. They're going to walk slowly towards him. The time here already becoming an issue, considering they have to deal with 4 players, considering it's an open plan for Heaven, considering they haven't gone Heaven, so they don't have control up there, and the util's being burned just to get onto site. I don't think there's many chances of this going the way of KC. Camo waiting. He will falter on the first fight, and
there's no
damage done, but the clock, as well as the HP, has decided this one.
Yeah, Appa's actually still killed the guy in Heaven, by the way, so he's really popping off individually, but a much better round from Liquid. I like
performed in that first map, how they've underperformed the disadvantages that were in play. But if they can manage to bounce back here on their pick, we can forget about that movement into the third, and Miniboo was one of those factors that was... he was getting shut down by 11, 7-2 in head-to-heads. He's made that one look easy. And you know what, Tom? For an eco round, KC, you could say that was all right.
Yeah,
if it was an eco round.
I was about to say, they kept the 3 rifles and then they bought up 2 more. It's like the classic second round buy that to then have that, okay, this is our map choice. We're off to the races. Let's forget everything that just happened.
Oh, yeah. Like I said, for Levin and Miniboo, that was the head-to-head we talked about coming into the previous map in terms of duelists. Wants to be close by wherever that utility comes through, and they've heard it right away on A. So they're going to have that 3-man rotate very early on. The util's thrown out. Liquid full committing. Here comes the showstopper. Found nothing. Great flash. The drop not so much, but Aves safely down below is able to pick off one. He's taken a while with the ultimate, but it's fired up and it will be fired in, causing problems, splitting the attackers, but Purple landing the double, puts them back to a 2v2. And Doja is just so reliable. They've now spotted Wayne too. A 1 versus 2, Levin and Doja, the last players you want to be up against.
One thing he does have is time, but it's a more direct attempt, and they're going to be able to swing back together. I thought maybe try and split through Heaven and just find a bit more of a gap, but
Already gate crash taken to backside, and I think Camo's going to give away the fact that he's here. He's got an escape. He wants to use it, but Nightfall put through. No, now it's time to fight. Flash to the backside, presumably big swing in from Miniboo. They cleared it completely open as Casey sit back, allow this space to be taken, and look to punish over aggression. But for now, the attackers give them none. It's going to have to be the retake.
On the last map, this was where they were thriving. Their retakes were fantastic. They've got the divide to try and section things out. Miniboo, though, he's going aggressive. Gets caught. Shados looking after his duelist will give them that man advantage. Pop flash down, leaves a couple blind, but Purpo dodged it. Can't get anything more. Shados with another multi-frag, but it's now left on to, well, the man you'd want. The problem is they were defusing, and he hasn't been able to stop them. It's obviously a pretty big risk to try and go through the other side, and you can actually see the Seekers are going to give the game away, that they are still in this position. 4 players even built up for the defense, waiting on this angle.
Flash primed and ready again. It lands, but Sugetsu had already taken one before the blind came through. The double duelist, the double dive. Will they have
a lot
fallen?
of space on A?
Flat on their face. Yeah, a lot of space on A, but with a 5 versus 2, Sky Heal for Levin as well. They'll be happy to play the retake. They've looked good even when the numbers are even.
Check every angle. Shados is like, check everything. I know this man. I know he's here somewhere. I can smell him, he's breathing, but even still he comes out all for a moment. I think Avaz was in the drone, by the way.
Yeah,
if he gets the kill on Shados, he gets the kill on Avaz. That could have been all over. That was closer than maybe you'd realize, but now it shouldn't be as much of a worry.
Well, yeah, 4v2. You would think so. Purpo and Wayne. The plant. Look how deep on the side it is as well. Still a star to play with for Wayne. If he survives, there is it. Shit. He's dropped down. He's looking to hold the line. He's been stunned. He dodged it. Up close in the smoke. Here's the steps. One's waiting, though. The cross spotted by Purpo. He needs that cover. This is why Wayne dropped down. But that smoke's going to fade. Wayne needs to be so quick to the trigger. And he'll land. But Purpo's fallen. And oh, just a little bit late in getting the grab well into play. That will cost the round for Team Liquid. It will allow KC to close in the gap.
There's still a dimensional drift. There's still a Viper's Pit. You get into that post plant, and it's a tough retake for KC. But I will say, KC's retakes on this map and the last have looked very, very good. I'm looking at Levin with his... Okay, here we go. I was expecting maybe for a retake, but no, he's going to use the convergence path now. I don't know if anybody's really been caught by this, though.
Not sure about this one. Then they go one by one into the angle after.
Closed.
Oh, I really don't like what I just saw. For KC, they have overheated. They have really overheated. And I guess they thought that Team Liquid were further up mid than they were, assuming they were taking the space to fight, when in fact they were still back far, so they could very easily avoid that ulti. Doja, you know what? Just end the game now if he wins that one. It's been too good. Yeah, it didn't look like no problem.
No. You saw his icy reaction. He was happy with that.
Oh, goodness gracious. Camo does well to at least cover off that second player. The trade out comes in.
Heal up, squad.
Heal for Sugetsu. Just about made it out of there with that Viper's Pit online. They'll need that full health if it's to be used. And it might be needed in the counter pit. With Nats having his online, they'll move towards this B site. And again, put pressure onto Doja. His teammate quite far away. And even walking out of spawn now presents a risk. Avez can't join up. Doja's got to hold the line by himself. We've seen him do this with the Bucky. Deep reveal. Prowler had gone close. Oh, he's gone through the smoke. Okay, well, KC, you know, maybe another timeout would be nice.
Yeah. He definitely only thought there was one there.
Or he's waiting for a second Prowler, just get ahead of it, you know?
And then Miniboo's managed to make his way around behind. A lot of space left. A lot of gaps exploited. Well, now that Viper's Pit, even in the 2v4, still going to utilize that Viper's Pit. Liquid realizing how important it is to get to, though. See, that looked like he's cheating. But obviously, that guy is through a wall. He was never going to kill him. It looked like he was. And we should check him PC. But for Sugetsu, this one's free. That's nice. Wayne just a little bit unaware of how much ground had been lost. Maybe expecting Purpo to be watching that. The problem now is they do have to leave. Time's just not there. Clearing things out is going to be impossible. And what? There's Purpo in the end, swinging out and killing off Shados. It's a singular gun kept through. It's going to make the bye very awkward for KC in the next round. And for Liquid, hey, They're going to take that all day long, reconfirming, re-extending how many there could be behind that.
Oh, and also to give me more credit, they had also taken sight behind him. At that point, Aves was locked out, so, you know, had to do something, didn't make the right call. Aves, though, has made the right call here by ripping Miniboo's head clean off. Amo's going to try to make something out of this ult now that they've got that man disadvantage, but up against the pistols, it might not be worth the big risk.
Yeah,
he
they've
bails
used
out.
everything. This is a full set of ults. That was a Nightfall, a Dimensional Drift, and a Cosmic Divide. And they're only just getting into heaven. Like, there's a real opportunity here. Flash through, it's been dodged. Nice work from Sugetsu. The two rifles really doing the damage in this round. Nats is trying to fight everybody at once, and hey, he gets two. Oh, Alpha Purpo, it's just not pretty. He's lost a battle with the Bandit. 4v2.
3 ultimates for a round loss against pistols.
Yeah, it's not great.
Suboptimal.
Two rifles. This is the liquid copium, all right? I'm giving it for. Oh dear. Oh dear. Okay, Camo is honestly, he's been the most aware player in the server. Like, he's always been the one watching, like, nah, someone can push that.
Sometimes you need to leave that switch a little longer. Sometimes you need to
30 seconds left.
get that little bit of respect over.
Someone else needs to control the switch, basically.
But maybe you'd extinguish his flame. That's a close call with Miniboo getting onto the site, but Shados is keeping at least a little bit of control. Oh, back here! Goodness gracious!
Wow, the trade's good. Purpo was just behind. Wayne's definitely been struggling, stunned in the corner, and his teammates eventually there, but it's only going to be the trade. Dosia. I think he's faked the fact that he's dropped down. That was the goal. Trying to sell the idea that he's already moved, and actually, Nats, there we go. Nats finally where he's like, I think he might be playing games with me, and is eventually watching the right direction. 7-4.
And let's see if they tighten up the...
That's a terrible mantra. No one lived by that mantra.
All my ranked teammates do.
Oh, GP up top. Just up used in slow motion. Oh dear. Oh, Miniboo can make it past. He can get past. And oh, there you go. He's found Dosia. He's also died. But hey, it's worked out. And they have a man advantage already. 2 down. 11. There's the double. But the trade back, Purpo just keeps spraying the same angle. And Aves ends up walking into it. Shados the only one left. A 1 versus 2. He's definitely had his moments in this game. But in a post plant with Wayne and Purpo,
Spike planted.
I think there'd need to be a bit of a mistake. He's still got both flashes online. He's heard Purpo. He knows exactly where the first one is. His teammate's a little bit further away, and he will clear it out. There's that little bit of Shados magic. He didn't even need the util, just pure skill. This is really a test of if he is that leader after all.
Certainly seems like he's got a lot to bring to the table. He's found himself the opening here, at least the trade back with Camo down and Wayne falling. Nats creeping through heaven, hasn't cleared, and Sugetsu,
Do it.
He's thinking about it. Oh, he hasn't gone for the knife, but you can't blame him. A 4 versus 2. This pistol will set KC up to equalize, to put things level, and they are not giving it even a snowball's chance in hell of slipping. Locked in till the very end as Purpo stands alone, challenged from all sides, and dropped from 1. It's Shados again. Let it run out like that, because, you know, even if you get those, well, if you get the 2, it's actually not, you know, it's not as bad, but they're still probably getting an outlaw on the trade. Risk takers, but I think we've seen it a few times. A team need a halftime pause, get the ice bath out, stop them overheat. I like this early play from KC. They've gotten a lot of control, but what are they going to do with it? And now they've lost Sugetsu as well. That Viper wall that's taken a lot of info out of the hands of the defenders towards the A site, no longer in play. Where do we go now?
Oh, straight into Purpo. I think Levin actually jumped over the top of his head, and they both ended up going down for it. A really good response from him, and Dosia is trying to create a tunnel, create a gap, and he does exactly that. Wayne found. There's so much damage done.
Last
timing
player
here. It doesn't work out for Shados. It almost gave the game away with the piece of utility placed, but it doesn't matter in the end. Liquid keep 4 standing. Sure, it was a bonus round, but all of these players left vulnerable and still just kind of stuck in the mud.
It was a good flash from Shados to get them into heaven. but now they've got to get on the site. And those smokes are going to fade towards the spawn. I'm not sure how much time is left on them. Purple and Camo have gone down. Purple was through the smoke. That was just a straight spam, possibly a run and gun. And now a 5v3. This looked like such a difficult scenario for KC to get boots on the ground, spike planted, but now it should be a formality. Liquid need a hero to step up to the plate, or a mistake to be made, and it's them making the mistake. A reload alone. It's easily punished by Sagetsu, and even with that return, 2v4 is too much.
Yeah, they've got the credits to play with if they wanted to try and make this one nice and costly, but you can see Wayne has already ducked away.
I like it.
Nats probably realizing that, okay, they could have actually had some Devon control, so just making sure that when he does get out of here, it's by the last second.
Oh!
That's
Enemy
gorgeous, though.
Last
Almost
player
takes down the
standing.
entirety of that KC roster. We mentioned it. The Shadows should know this man's always lurking in the darkness, but it really held his value for Wayne. Yeah, great. Cosmic Divide. Good for a retake, but they haven't really had too many of those. Sugetsu!
Your trail.
The solo push, and now, well, the Seekers are going to go out and realize that there wasn't really much else here. It just depends on what direction Miniboo goes in. He's still got the paint shells, but he's expecting maybe now that this is A, especially with the flashes coming through on that side of the map, Wayne has got everything to do.
Oh, they've spotted him. The stun landed as well. Wayne's hindered. He makes himself a bit of a hindrance.
It's a flank.
Miniboo has a bit of time. Wayne survived
planted.
that second or two longer, and that might be what gets him this pick. Shados and Doja.
Grenade.
Shados is on the ramp. The flank of the flanker. Doja now just has to stay alive. Doja just has to buy time, and Shados should have a freebie up against Nats calling on the other side. He's
Last
giving him a
player
taste
standing.
of his own medicine. Oh,
No way!
They suspected it! Nats called it, perhaps. He's playing my own game. Will they even have some aggression coming their way? Look at Camo, he's posted up.
Ooh, maybe going a little bit far. The Tiger's going to force him back. Now he does have Dimensional Drift available. Might even be the time to use it just to try and get out of there. TP has been popped. Smoke. Oh, it's beautiful! Purpo's util alongside the smoke just gives him a free kill, and then the rest of the team swarm into the side. Miniboo even takes the fight while low on HP. They are pumped up.
And they managed to win it. This time, KC have an ultimate to work with, but there's so many players here. The rotation's already coming through. Nats is going to be alongside Camo in the reinforcements. Miniboo's found two, and in goes the rocket to seal in a third. Nade as time runs out, and the late lurk of Doja, well, it's going to be coming through by the time map 3 starts.
Defenders win.
We are all the way onto Breeze, a third map in this series after a 13-2.
And KC are going to be wanting to take that A main space and get Aves that orb every single round. And if Team Liquid just concede every single round, then it could be a very strong attack side from KC, having Aves ult probably like 3 times.
Is that Flash double duelist? So I'm excited to see what they've got.
Yeah, trying to avoid some rigidity and come in with a little bit more of a fluid approach for KC early on.
Down.
Well, they've already lost Doja. The aggression from KC continues, though. That flash through the Viper wall, almost playing as a counter. And that's worked wonderfully to draw their eye in that direction of mid, allowing Shadows to thread the needle and get in there for a clean one-tap onto Wayne. A 3v3 with Levin on backside thanks to a gate crash could cause problems, but Liquid are quickly avoiding that retake from spawn and from mid. They're pushing up, wrapping around behind, and the timing here could be everything, but I think they've just missed their window.
Just going to catch out Aves. I still don't know where Levin is. That will at least put a freebie back. He's going to swing back into middle, but
One
spotted
enemy remaining.
out. Remainder of Nats. That's the problem. Nats
One
sneaking up
enemy
on him.
remaining.
A beautiful tap. Will at least turn it into the 1 versus 1. Camo on that cross and Levin. Whoa! It was a quiet previous map, but a Red Bull clutch. Yeah, he is like the highest highs, the lowest lows. Map 1 and 2 shows exactly what this guy can deliver. An early snakebite shot dart combo. Oh, it's not far away, and the flash alongside it, well, it was actually the fake out, has helped them a little bit.
B.
Aves low, just about going to make it around the corner. He can heal himself up at least a bit.
Levin holding that A push.
Oh
This
my
is the
God.
only gap on the map, and they've exploited it.
Two of them are low.
Could be a double. The players are so low. Aves, he's down to 1, and he will be
Remaining.
dropped by Wayne. The
Spike
double's
down
got the
B.
weapons, and Levin, well, big round in the previous. He got his 3K. Time for another.
What do you even do here? The spike is in probably the worst position to try and collect it while having a sniper in your hand. Luckily, both players are one
30
shot,
seconds
but
left.
he's going to have to connect on both of them. Try and almost just bait the fact that maybe he's a little bit further back. But they're just not even peeking. Why would they? They don't need to fight this. They don't need to give him anything at all. And with 15 seconds left, even just making it to the site at this stage, if he was to get the kill, seems impossible. Part of me thinks that even just holding onto the gun might be worth it, but he wants to try and at least remove from the opponents, but Purpo is very ready.
Well, I expect a direct play with all those weaknesses.
The Sheriffs have been insane, especially for Aves, is very good with it. Levin is not going to get to use his much at all, but here goes Aves. Trying to get that little bit closer, but Wayne has managed to delay them. Let's see what he can find with the rifle, but not wanting to overextend too much. Still has teammates here to support. A plant may be possible, but there's so many defenders already on this side of the map. There is Aves, I said it! This guy with the Sheriff is just a different beast, and now he will pop the ult. Did he check the angle? Yes, he does! Aves on a tear! He didn't even need to run it back to take over this round, and now even just picks up a rifle. We're going back and forth, Mitch.
Spike planted.
Certainly seems like it. Shados almost dropped low HP on 3 players. This round still isn't won just yet. Even that snake bite poses a threat.
One enemy
Swing through the
remaining.
smoke, though. Oh,
Let's make it 5. Cora, let's make it 5.
It's spotted, it's seen, it's dealt with. 3 players in mid. They tried to force them back in A main. This is the idea to... Oh, nice molly. Oh, it hasn't caught him. The drone was still able to go, I think, a little longer than I expected. Purpo slips in off that info, catches Sugetsu. Nice start. But that's the man with the rifle, Purpo. Everyone else has got pistols to work with. Aves clearly hungry.
Because from this point onwards, spike down, ticking in your favor. Everyone on your team has rifles. And also, it barely even looks like their opponents are going for it. Miniboo's just waiting, trying to catch them on the exit. Wayne's done well. He's making things a little bit more costly. Purpo's found another one. This is starting to get a little bit scary. And by a little bit, I mean a lot. They need to actually make sure nobody's confusing this one. And I think the time is already gone. Thankfully, if you're a KC fan, the spike will save you in this round. But they do lose every single weapon. And more importantly, they've delivered an extra one over to Liquid.
To be put down to a weaker buy, for some players to have their economy stretched completely. But in order to realize that, has to be a round win here. Good flash and Purpo again. The man to deliver in those early fights.
Who's next?
See if they can convert this one. Levin already taking space. Bear in mind, Shados does have his ultimate online, and there we go. That's the ping. That's the attempt to try and take him out. What? Levin forgot his ult runs out.
At concealment.
I was thinking that time's pretty low, but yeah, he's just stuck the ult.
The amount of money I would pay to have this be a tri-cast with Pal is absolutely ridiculous. I would be bankrupt and in debt for the rest of my life.
Get shot in the face.
I've never seen that before. He didn't even try to go behind him.
No.
He stood right in front of him like...
he was going to try and headbutt him to death.
I mean, they said, do the shoot me strategy, and he didn't really understand.
Yeah, the other
like,
team did shoot him. There you go. But even still, they managed to get it into a post plan. The trade out did come through. To get too aggressive has been spotted out and revealed. They're also being flanked on, but it seems like it's something that Shados is keeping in the back of his mind, something they're checking, and that time is starting to tick again. They need to get a move on the Liquid side, otherwise even with the comedy in the middle, they might still be losing this round. In fact, Sugetsu takes over. All is forgotten, all is forgiven. KC have the round. You'd expect them to have a little bit more on the board.
Big aggression from KC. They're going straight into the window. That smoke's completely blocked. That's out, but Purpo, he got 2 anyways. He read the play, and that's given them more than a chance. Miniboo's got an ult, and he's using it like a shotgun. He's out of there now. An absolutely ludicrous round to start, but the trade is there. The op is dropped, and the Blade Storm from Purpo, the one real bastion of hope. Nats pushed up to get a rifle, but he's on the B site, miles away. As the plant seems sure to come through, and Purpo, sure, a blade to the head will drop them, but he is so low himself that a body shot will do the same. So it all comes down to this next fight. Liquid have the man advantage, doubled up on for now, but an isolated duel gives Levin a backside control and a 2v3 for the squad. They just checked it. They just checked Bane, and now at least they've seen some info to play with.
That was sort of the snake in the grass. Levin, he's going to go pushing. Is going to make it round the corner as well. May already spot players looking to come back in from behind, but there is that cosmic divide. Almost allows him just a little bit of a pocket of space to try and play around. It seems like there's a decent idea, maybe.
He won't check the right
way, and in fact, does he check the corner? No, he doesn't. Falling back was smart. Leaves it onto Sugetsu. He could have gone anywhere from here. They've still got so many angles to check, but he might be in the most common of them all, the back corner of the site. As that divide will now fade. Liquid have decided to play with that time first through. Second as well for Sugetsu. These are the moments where he finds his prime. Already just going to take his time to utilize that grab well, buying extra on the clock, and now just plays with his food. He will go down in the end, but it does not matter. Sugetsu, a clutch master all these years, and he will keep it going with a Red Bull clutch.
Unreal performance from this man. KC 5-1 as a result. That was Liquid's chance to fight right back. But they're back in here with the rifles, and that flash was a tiny bit too shallow to blind Miniboo. Free opening, and they've given him another.
Well, yeah, but let's be real. This is what, the third round in a row now where we've seen 2 opening kills go the way of Liquid?
The other 2 times, yeah.
They've
got that info, that it's likely to be a play here. They'll start to suspect it, but before Miniboo does, they'll walk around that corner, give him the chance, well, give him the bullets. He ends up with the lead instead of the silver, and now Hunter's Fury set through a desperate attempt by Liquid to keep them back, to buy time, to get a tag, and it does find a tag, but Wayne's fallen in the meantime, and Doja's TP'd right into their spawn. Advantage of the Chaos is taken by KC, and the 3v5, a massive disadvantage, quickly becomes a favorable round for a moment. The time not quite gone enough. 2 shocks on Shados, no ultimate though. He wants to catch them on that cross. They want to be able to take this player down. Nats is the one to sneak his way through. Time ticking as Purpo joins up from the spawn. His timing, it's actually quite poor. Doja gets inside the smoke, gets out of there to the back side. So much work now for Purpo to do to clear every angle, and he realizes he has no time left. Another for KC. Doja's getting loud, shouting across the stage as KC steam into the lead a little further. That's bad. You lose 2 first bloods untraded in the first couple seconds at least. Yeah, I mean, that's timeout territory. Purpo, though, he's going confident and aggressive, but the shot doesn't land, and he gets punished immediately by Sugetsu. The opening duel finally going the way of KC. They've won every round with the disadvantage.
He's hit by everything.
It looks like a double opening is destiny.
Look at the assists. He got hit by every piece of utility under the sun. Even Nats can't survive that.
Easy is the
Spike
decoy.
planted.
I love it. It's got him nothing.
Wayne has a chance. Flash through, so blind. And while Camo's been caught at the same time, it leaves only...
After this one, I'm going to peek. No, wait, after this. No, next one. Okay. Just 1 sec. No chance, man. And it really feels like that engagement is this map for Team Liquid.
Nats?
They are just being smothered, man, for that. Let's just
even just
make sure
like,
we don't overheat like we did last map
exactly.
every time we had an advantage.
Players getting a little bit ahead of themselves. You want to make sure that this is as dominant a half as it now should be. And, hey, they lost an opening duel, but who cares, right? They haven't lost 2 opening duels yet, so why does it even matter?
Well, that's the problem. They got to give 1 more away, then we'll see them group up and take down.
And as long as Sugetsu's alive, I'd bank on him to 1v5 at this point.
Yep. So we know Aang said, Levin, just contact up mid by yourself.
Yeah.
See how that goes. Then Sugetsu, contact main by yourself. See how that goes. And then we win the round.
Okay. Well, let's see how it goes. Already, a little bit of damage done. Nats about to be under pressure, running through the util. Nice work, though. And well, now it's Dosu who has to try and win the 1v5. First will be easy. I don't think he's getting anything more. Strat didn't work, and yet they called a pause and lost. That is very funny. Why didn't you just stop us losing that round? Ah, that's a good point. It's all right. That's a good for the next one. There we go. Another opening kill. This might be the most dominant I've seen a team in opening kills ever, and be this far down. But we'll see how it goes. 4v4. Viper's Pit available for Nats, but getting into a place that will be valuable is going to be difficult. There's also a Hunter's Fury for Shader, so if he stays alive in maybe a really passive position, that'd be good. He's very aggressive. In fact, he's going to use it proactively.
Oh, there's a tag, and okay, at least gets the half HP on 1. the reveal helping him out. Could very well have been a kill for Team Liquid. The fight back. Viper's Pit already used a lot of control here, but it's not going to get them on to the site. For that, they go through this Cosmic Divide. A flash, primed him ready for backside. And the second one goes through, blinded in the corner. Was your first of Shados. He has to back off around to his teammate. He'll find the first. There goes Doja with a double! And now Wayne's all alone in a scary world. No idea where his teammates have gone. To the Shadow Realm is where they were sent, and time has ticked too far. The final sand grains leaving the hourglass.
I'm not going to doubt the From the Shadows anytime soon. An aggressive position as well from Minibu, a chance to flash in, but he's been sectioned off by the Blaze. Now under quite a lot of pressure, Levin leading the charge. It's a swing out, and it's the trades back favorable. The opening's going one way, but Natus, who's had a quieter game, can he hold on to the site? Nope. He gets isolated with two players swinging him at once.
The discipline, even smoking off main here, they're covering all their bases. The swing comes in together. Doja being the recon,
30
clearing
seconds
it out,
left.
knowing he's dead if he takes contact. But he'll trade that out for the information.
Spike
Be very
planted.
valuable in this post plant with a ultimate.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Go from the shadows to wherever he wants.
That's what I was going to say. Does he just go for info? Yes, he does. Where's he going? Oh, no! Oh, he's now the only one left! He's at the sticky and Popo's caught him while flying through the air with a classic. That's about as badly as that could have gone in the end, but for Liquid, it is that lifeline.
Pacing's a big issue if they get it wrong. There's the snake bite, but the spams, they don't land, and Abez now will be able to lead the charge.
Oh,
Fury,
dear.
that complicates things a little bit. No one can follow up on that, and the grab world delays it. 25 now, and a huge amount of damage done. KC, they need to go.
Oh, he just blinded everyone, and then a double kill with a shock dart. Things are finally coming up. Liquid Camo will be there to shut them down. And well, it's a late resurgence after an opponent's tactical pause helps them get 3 of the last 4 rounds. But for Liquid, they've got to start trying to make it make sense, because they are in a deficit. They could be in the lower bracket 0-2, which, as you mentioned earlier, 6 games needed in a row, and already KC looks to start off with a bang. I don't know how Abez survived as long as he did, but Liquid come out on top.
Yeah, it's a good response by Purpo to instantly put down that cloud burst, blocking out a lot of the vision. I don't think it saved anybody from being blind, but it certainly stopped them from being executed on that big swing.
They've been here most of the time. But B site is completely open. The worry is that KC are now encroaching on their position again. A nice shot from Dosu, who's been very good in pistol round. Yeah, that's the spike drop. Just about going to make it out of there. And that now switches the play towards the A site, as that's where his teammate was already running.
30 seconds
this
left.
is definitely going to put a bit of a spanner in the works for KC, who have absolutely no idea where their opponents are going.
No way to find out either, right? The only guy close was the one gate crashing, so no sound cue, and everyone else is already far away. Team Liquid plant secured, but I like what KC are doing, just grouping up. Liquid are the ones that have to watch so many angles, and you might be walking in here to just one player. 3 guns against 1. Now if it's Minibu as well, 29 HP. Shock dart. No, it's a reveal, pardon. Shados is all out of shocks, thank God for Minibu. He already took quite a bit of damage off the first one. They're inside the smoke. The defuse is underway. The spam is coming through, but oh, just before half. They haven't quite made it there. Much more time in play for Team Liquid, and the kills keep on coming their way. Minibu's triple locks it in as Team Liquid.
It always makes me a little bit nervous, because there isn't really an escape plan from here.
He's got cover at least from Abez. And still another flash to work with. Molly's being thrown through as Minibu takes him down, though there's no response. Shados falls trying to help from top mid, and that's it.
I like that.
Spike
He's always been
planted.
that sort of security system, that late lurk to the other side, or be it through mid, and that's something that I think can save them in a lot of scenarios. And now you look at this from a KC perspective. Do you want to try and full retake B in a 3 versus 5? No.
That's the funny thing as well, you know, when you're playing ranked and your teammates are shouting at you, why are you still on that site, man? They're coming A. We told you, it's all A. I watched Nats too much growing up, man. I'm always thinking, I give it another 40 seconds, he's gonna walk
Growing
through.
up.
Someone's gonna lurk up here. Growing up by Valorant, you know? I mean, maturing as a Valorant player was watching Nats.
When I was growing up at 24 years old.
Hey, I wasn't 24 when this game came out, brother. I was 22. Let's relax. Let's relax.
Did you watch a lot of the CIS League?
Couldn't stop, mate. Couldn't stop. To be fair, we used to have these guys on the server a lot. And that was a nightmare. But that's why I say Defo for me was always the
difference being just around. They're back to pistols and a couple of rifles, but when I see Aves with a gun, I do wonder if he can get into the right position. The problem I'm having is he's not in the right position.
big rotations to the B site. Paranoia online, fired in. Levin lands himself one. Classic in the corner, but it's all a ruse as Doja strikes, and so does Shados. They now realize the stack up was there. 3 players on B, waiting for Team Liquid. Arms wide open.
Oh, he needs to look.
Hey, oh my goodness! I don't quite know how Camo made it out that far without realizing he was there, but that may just have sealed their fate in this round. A 1v3 needed for Nats. No pit to play with, no utility, no orb and snake bite for post plant. He's got to hit some heads and knife out, not the way to do it.
Yeah, I don't think he expected anybody to be that close. Maybe pushing in a little bit risky. If he did have gun out, maybe that was a chance for him to thin the herd, but not the case. But that might be the goal. You've got this ultimate to get you into sights in the form of the run it back. So why not use it for the retake? Immediately, Aves is going to look to try and find a gap back in. Sections off the cross, runs it forward, but hasn't found anything. Nobody spotted. Paranoia is perfect, but they're close enough that it doesn't matter. A trade back. Levin, he's spotted an ankle. Can he find anyone? It's one, but again, it's just a trade. And that time is ticking in Liquid's favor. Purple could have just found the perfect gap. In fact, it looks like he has, just escaping back to a post plant. Not over-facing, but again, those trades come back thick and fast, but that time is ticking away. They need to be on that diffusal, and they need to be on it now, finally getting into position, but the stun is perfect, and the post plant for Liquid is even better.
Yeah, really nicely done. And then when you're playing that late plant against an Astra Viper who have their utility, game's already gone.
Oh, very aggressive start to the round. Aves under some serious pressure, and in fact even tries to go back in for a further fight. They didn't even realize the Miniboo managed to get behind them. It's already the man advantage. The difference I fear though is that the man advantage is when you're the one getting into the post plant. Helps you out a lot. When you're the ones having to retake, the time has been against them, and that's where we're seeing Liquid able to get the rounds over the line.
Early planning by Liquid, who were ready to avoid it.
Yeah. Set themselves up nicely. Purpo, he's been good, but even he on 37 HP will look to try and reposition. Cosmic Divide down. It's going to give them a lot of space, a lot quicker than if they were slowly walking across that site. Create a gap or two, but never mind. Through the gap goes Camo. To get to, he's actually got a judge. That's why you're seeing him use the classic to try and thin out some of those gaps, but he doesn't know there's a man behind him, and he didn't even find the man in front. Wayne will be there, equalizing things 9-9, and from what was a
very early finish of 13-9, a chance with 5 ultimates this round for KC. One that they really want to find. They put their credits into it. They're playing aggressive, finding that spark yet again. That's Sugetsu steals away the advantage. It's onto the backside for Miniboo. An attempt to recover, but it may remain as just that 6 bullets left. Magazine running dry, and finally, so too do his chances, but with 12 seconds, a plant is needed, and Levin's up top denying it. No chance for Miniboo now. Double digits for both, neck and neck, a one-sided game. A victory will screw them for the half, but oh my goodness. That gate crash is remarkably low. It's about to run out. It's gone. He just made it around that corner. I mean, Levin is a man who loves to take risks, and he almost so close to being punished for it there.
Well, Shados has now fallen on this side of the map. You're going to have this man lurking behind. Is he going to hear the steps? He most certainly will. Running across Levin. None the wiser, but he gets the job done. The positioning so good it didn't matter. And now the execute onto the side leaves just one. Aves trying to fight the ball. He's done good work. And bear in mind the time. But even still, he's cleared out in the end. Dosia. He doesn't even know there's a man just close around the corner. And guess who it is? You never will. It's going to be Nats, and even he decides, you know what, this fight isn't worth it. I don't want to give him anything. I don't want to give him an opportunity. So now he's got that doubt in his mind, and while the doubt sinks in, Wayne is just waiting. 11-10, lead captured. And while the economy of KC on the brink once more. It's safe to say the defensive half has been a struggle for KC. finding individual rounds has been possible, but anything more has been rough. That's a good start, though. Nats, gone. Definitely the man you want to see hit the floor first. And Dosia, well, he barely peaked, but he still managed to find another. Looking like we'll be going the distance unless there's a 3v5 on the other side, and Wayne has done well. Miniboo's got so far. And because of that, they've just been surrounded, leaving it down to just two. Again, we were talking about these rounds, like holding on to advantages. Now it's KC's turn to let it slip.
Oh, nice shot by Avez. That second lease of life has given an opportunity. Flash through, 11 HP on Sagetsu. Now we look to Avez. He's been the hero of so many rounds before, but this...
Time to jump.
It should be too great a task. The time running low. As you said, no flash, so he has to wait for the Cosmic Divide to fade. As the clock keeps on ticking, the sand leaving the top of the hourglass, and it's going to be a smoke. Never mind, a Gravwell on site. I thought the pull back into a swing, but he still had Gravwell to play with a stun into a pullback, and oh, just decimation. It looked like the time was so desperately low, though. It's going to come down to a fine margin indeed, and in the end, Team Liquid, from the depths of defeat, they have climbed